What is going on YouTube? This is Acid Root. So I'm going to review the 5th album by rapper Bushwick Bill of Geto Boys, based on this particular product. By Bushwick Bill of Geto Boys, based on this particular product. It's called Gutta Mixx, and based on this particular product is called Gutta Mixx, and it came out in the based on this particular product is called Gutta Mixx, and it came out in the spring of 2005. So within pitched amongst the heroes, for these aspects can happen, but particularly getting to like the 2000s type era within these aspects, Bushwick Bill is not as complex around within pitch like that. Now he had a number of mishaps, some of pitches amongst the fray as far as talking about it between obviously like paying attention to like the Geto Boys album cover where he was on the hospital gurney as far as this pitch happened from damaging his his eye with the gun as far as this pitch can happen being on PCP and pitches like that. So the phrase for us saying some of that type variety within the pitch behind it, but also the aspect as far as talking about the pitch of having like he had other health problems, pitches like that since type he had other health type problems, pitches like that with some of those type varieties in addition to like arrest type fare with the commonplace being on papers and pitch like that. So it's within the phrase for us and paying attention like the variety here, pitch like that. Now for folks who don't as full blown know about Bushwick Bill, he is deceased as far as he's supposed to happen within the pitch. OG definitely within those aspects and territories within the pitch as far as talking about the Geto Boys from back. I want to say more or less Geto Boys have been around since at least like the late 80s, pitch like that. For folks who don't as full blown know, Geto Boys is Scarface, Bushwick Bill, and Willie D's group as far as this pitch out. So within phrase as far as talking about some of those hit type pairs, but one of the original type ones from the South, apart from Two Live Crew pitch like that, definitely need to get to Geto Boys within those pitches. But yeah, within the phrase, as this is going to pop up in May of 2026, actual fair, I've reviewed a previous Bushwick Bill product, but it's probably not going to surface for quite some time within these pitches. Originally, I was going to have that come up around this time in like May or June or something like that of 2026. I reviewed it in the summer of 2025, but it's probably not going to surface. It's the night. It's one of Bushwick Bill's 90s albums within pitch like that, but the hit that phrase distant as far as this first album, so we'll get towards it, but I'm going to get towards this particular one here. Now this is from some of my lower pitch like that, paying attention to like the varieties like the 2000s type phrase. I kind of wish that there were more of these type ones than pitch like that. Now Bushwick Bill did at least drop 3 of these albums, but he is Bushwick Bill is not a tall individual within pitch like that, at least not in terms like actual height, in terms of person type fare, but the pitch for saying in terms of celebrity, definitely pitched like that, but the varieties for us saying when folks hear him, they may not realize that he's like 4'1" or 3'8" or something like that. Some of those have pitched within the aspect, not his full bunch or his actual height, but some of those have pitches as far as saying within the product. But the pitch as far as saying some hit type varieties, with all these mishaps and phrase that he had going on, it's a pitch that he it's not really within the complex him having to drop like multiple albums throughout the 2000s, but he did drop an album in 2001. This one was in 2005, and there's one that came out in 2009. So I'm going to get towards some of these type ones. Unfortunate that there was an aspect. There was a Geto Boys album that came out in 2005 as well. I'm going to get towards within some type pitch, but within the products for saying in terms of like some of the lower type ears paying attention, like those pitches when you think of hit type albums out of the 2000s around this time, like within pitches of talking about like particular Trill by Bun B was pretty popular around this time, and T.I. and PSC's 25 to Life, Paul Wall's The People's Champ, those type pitches. This would have been an excellent type aspect to have within that banner type era for Southern hip hop, some type pitches. Also T.I.'s King and particular Young Jock's New Jock City, some ones like that, having like a Bushwick Bill in there. The Bushwick Bill album, and there was some of those type pitches of paying attention, like Scarface being still pretty popular around this time, but didn't happen as much complex. But this kind of pitch, this is at least one of those type ones for like that particular Ferris hit type pitches. Classic album here, being able to say pitch like that is a good banner type phrase within the aspect for us and pretty. It's kind of a very uncommon within the pitch as far as talking about. Now, within the aspects as far as saying it did, Bushwick Bill did have like the occasional charting type tune back in the 90s pitch like that, but by this particular fare, I feel like he kind of fell kind of out of like the standard kind of complex within the usual type fare. I think folks at least knew of Scarface, but the unfortunate fare with Scarface is he didn't too commonly feature like the Geto Boys spoke on too many of his albums in like the late 90s forward pitches like that. Bushwick might have been on like Mr. Scarface's Back and like particular possibly Mr. Scarface is Back in the World Is Yours albums from 91, 93, which I don't actually think that was the case because Scarface did go solo, was the pitch for saying just the aspect that he was not featured on some of those later type ones. Was kind of pitched just the complex. Really, not a ton of folks really featured Bushwick Bill either. It's just a pitch for saying when I think within the varieties, just go into Bushwick Bill's page as far as these pitch kind of happen. The sheer number of folks that kind of popped. I mean, I probably would have recognized within those fairs within the complex if I had heard him on like tunes by folks from around that time. But the only real Scarface did at least have Bushwick Bill on the hit album My Homies from 1998, which is a double album. That's the only reason why I haven't gotten to that one yet. I used to fuck with that album quite a bit back in those days, but he is on the song Do What You Do as far as the first album. But that's the most recent seemingly type appearance. Bushwick Bill was on The Chronic from Dr. Dre. Some of those have been, he was on Stranded on Death Row, and he popped up in a Dr. Dre music video that was just an easy, not like he had a problem with Easy, but he was in Dre Day, that particular music video, and there's pictures of like he was on the Do or Die album, some of those type pictures. But the aspects for us same potential like some of these type of varieties, not as super complex. That's probably why I don't have as many superb kind of complex type memories within pitch like that. Because definitely, if he had been on, I probably would have recognized if he had been on The People's Champ by Paul Wall or Late Registration by Kanye West or particular New Jock City by Young Jock, Made by Scarface, T.I.'s King, some stuff, ones like that, some stuff pitches, Bun B's Trill or Two Trill, some stuff, but it didn't happen as full bound. Just be honest, it's a classic album with these pitches. This album did have a single with some dope type aspects. So the fair about this album is these particular song titles are a little bit kind of within the aspect did not roll off the tongue quite as easily within these pitches. These do have like standard words within the title, but they're kind of like one word type ones within pitch like that. Kind of some of these type ones, like one of which Vaughn, Wolfgang, Don, Chuck, Nice is some of these type fairs. There's no as fair as far as saying it. These are elongated type sentences within pitch like that, hit type phrase, accent type products within these pitches, but just pay attention like the phrase, just the aspects for trying to refer back to some of these within pitch like that kind of has the territory as far as just the complex with some of these other gems. But there are some nice ones on here. Definitely the pitch, like the single at this probably 20 minutes or more within pitch like that has some hit type phrase as far as paying attention like the conduct, like some banging typeness, as pitch as far as saying the aspect kind of within these varieties. So yeah, that's the single at the sound 20 minutes or more. It's excellent hit kind of club and Latin mix as far as these first got good. Excellent hit kind of club and Latin type mix within these pitches as far as these first got good banger. Good blistering type banger pitch like that. So 20 minutes or more is like a nice blousy kind of club sunroom kind of brewed to get 20 minutes or more is like a nice blousy kind of club sunroom brewed to get towards here pitch like that. The sunsets and romance within these phrases, good pitch amongst it. Just tulips for mist, good pitch like that. And eye gaze for us, supposed to have just some really just kind of get towards within pitch for us saying it's kind of the product. Definitely like some of these type pitches. What are some of your kicks? Pitch like that, kind of the variety by pitch like that. It's kind of aspects for saying, like, you know, when a particular starlet or miss would kind of say, I love a man in uniform, so it's the pitch. What's the particular fair? Just the aspect. Do scrubs kind of do it for you? Pitch like that, and not say within the pitch, or just saying flat out do it for you within those pitches. If it's more kind of entries and initials with standard starlet, but the sunset pitch is just kind of the product of. Feeling some scrubs or some particular kind of construction worker outfits, some stuff pitch like that, some hit that price not obviously you can get saucy pretty quick with those particular players for those pitch but this kind of aspect of this how what's one of your varieties within like love a man in uniform type pitch, some of those to pitch amongst it, but just aspects like that as far as those pitch good nice phrase. Hit type album within pitch like that is banging typeness. There definitely should have been a second single pitch like that, but it's kind of variety as far as saying within the conduct as far as getting towards it. The roteness type factors kind of pitch as far as saying it would have been interesting to have seen. This was kind of Bushwick Bill's kind of grab within pitch like that. I could probably see this in like a local kind of Houston or Texas type urban type fair within pitch like that, kind of like the conduct of picking up like Ray Cash within some type pitch, some of those type jumps kind of pitch as far as like as far as Ray Cash with bumping my music and pitch like that. So the phrase for us in one of those type ones that would have been like a good nice gem with some stuff pitch was kind of variety. This the roteness factor was king around this particular time when you think of songs like Wait by the Ying Yang Twins and particular Bad by the Ying Yang Twins and pitches alike. Other type ones like Still Tippin' by Mike Jones and like aspects alike. I Ain't Heard of That by Slim Thug, some stuff pitch like that. So kind of some of those type varieties and sitting sideways by Paul Wall pitch like that. But it's just as far as saying, it's good, nice bangs, definitely in the pitch, but it's just kind of the aspect. I think Scarface should have definitely thrown a hit towards like Bushwick Bill. And it's not. This is a pretty hit tough song. Definitely pitch as far as some of those type varieties. This has the aspect like some sunroom type brooding pitch like that. Good, nice phrase with just tulips and eye gaze good pitch like that. But as far as saying. It's the aspect of just needing like a snap for like the chorus stuff there. It's catchy within those pitches, but it just didn't seem as chart centric within those. So a nice bang here, good pitch like that. Definitely in the right directions for those pitches. I'm definitely easy within those pitches. So some of these other type ones, Dr. Wild Bushwicking within these pitches is hitting like a forlorn kind of glissy cornerstore stroll to get towards here. Just candid kind of favor run. I definitely say just pick up some Yorks for miss and fairs like that. Enjoy like the clouds definitely. So just kind of some of those type phrase, kind of some of these type ones like Scarface would do. There are some cornerstore type ones off here. Just like pitches like the Geto Boys and Scarface from 91, 93 type days. Pitches like that. 94 with like the Diary and the World is Here. So and stuff pitches like that. But the variety first saying just some of the just more overcast type fair pitches like that. Just get like. That'll be York pickups for standard miss, peppermint patty, some stuff pitches like that. Dr. Wild Bushwicking is a real standout out this album pitch like that. This really could have been like a single within certain type pitches. I feel like the 20 minutes or more has more club type flair, but this would have been an excellent kind of buzz single. Dr. Wild Bushwicking within pitch for saying this, of course, real affable off here, just real connecting type one pitch like that. The chick off that particular. Doesn't designate as to whom it is, but within the pitch for saying some of those stuff right as far as talking about this real pop type appeal, accent kind of close type actor, just complete net with some of the stuff pitch as far as those probably going to happen within those aspects. Keep them singing is hitting off here as like an on wax, kind of being an ass clown with like Ma, definitely a good pitch like that here, just definite bar, definitely some Walmart barbs kind of pitch of this staying within these products. So this kind of pitch of this usual type phrase towards miss, but just kind of more with public type aspects, kind of pitch of this, the crowd at Walmart, or the folks at Walmart are going to get a taste and a whiff of some of these type products amongst the pitch of what you have to say with standard miss pitch like that. Some club embarrassed, definitely just kind of the tone of this homies around, they're just like, that'd be kind of like, damn, pitch like that, just you burning the hell out that chick. This pitch like that, so I'm surprised at just getting towards this pitch like that. How much sweetener have you kind of had today? Since the pitch just say with miss products, these products can have them, just kind of aspect for us in the particular product. This is because of you today, dearie, that's the particular reason why McDonald's ran out of coffee so quickly. Pitch like that. I mean, the variety. You could probably be used as like a can opener as far as these fish going to have them within like the pitch and just getting towards the variety kind of amongst it, just the chatter in your teeth as far as this fish going to have just kind of pitch. But the aspect as far as just paying attention towards it. It's the aspect as far as like the pitch can have, but this the pitch of talking about. Get some burns going, but just kind of aspect if it's necessary. It's not just to be dissing on standard miss and folks, the collective fam with her as far as those. Other damies with her pitch like that, but it's just kind of variety. If it calls for it, then pitch like that. It's kind of the aspect of it's kind of. If it's being asked for, since the pitch is definitely variety, just kind of getting the burns out, since the pitch like that, just getting into roast type mode pitch like that, since the variety is just out at Walmart and places like that, since other type places, whether it would be like Marshalls or places like that, since that fares within shopping multipliers. This kind of aspect, definitely some folks you probably could wind up finding some smoke places with any sorts of pitches, just paying attention, just some random day where some of these type starlet type fares just absolutely. Being dodo-y and pitches like that, but it's kind of very good pitch like that. Also within these pitches, Von Wolfgang, Don Chuck Nice is hitting off here within these aspects, like a highlight kind of horde stone type runs to get towards your deficit smokes in your system, just kind of a homies foray, sometimes to pitch amongst it, just some Seagrams pickups, some Steve Carell type movies on top of that, and just the fair as far as saying. So homies are like, hey, come back with something that's the shit, something that's the price, just here's 12 or 22 bucks, something like that, since the pitch amongst the very just we trust you for this mission, be able to find something within these aspects, get something that's going to kick ass, something like that. And that's within a variety as far as saying, kind of within the more format, just the pitch of having like these particular fairs where y'all can get fucked up within these pitches where someone doesn't have to drive every single time and you have to designate like the sober type spell. So the kind of pitch for us saying, just trusting like said fella or one of these type folks to kind of get towards it, just bring a pal along with you as far as this pitch guy, but this comes. Bring something that's going to really get the chuckles going, good pitch like that's the hit type price. But it's the aspect, it's good, it's definitely a good goosebumps. It's definitely a good goosebumps type feeling, being that particular folk that has that particular duty of doing such a thing. So it's kind of pitched just the variety as far as just like, yep, folks are going to come back with something real nice pitch like that's going to be complete blitzkrieg type. complete blitzkrieg of like a time good pitch like that, but just good fares to come through with Powell's good pitch like that. Fahrenheit 911 is hitting off here as like a chummy, gusty kind of days to get and just get along with Sunset Fares. Just grab like Lipton's and Windex for miss Sunset pitch amongst the kind of the freight, just outing type freight within the aspect. Just kind of some swisher set aside. A nice product just within the outing type freight. So pretty similar to like particularly the tone of like Dr. Wab Bushwicking, but just more within the aspect of not quite as radio bound pitches like this. So some of these type fairs are just just good plain and vanilla type day in 2000s type is another good reason why particular Bushwick Bill needed to be around more in like the 2003, 2006 type era. Good pitch like that as far as these probably going to have hit type aspects within it, but definitely some swisher sets like get burnt definitely within those pitches like that. Will Bushwick is hitting up here. It's like a gusty bop along to get also. Will Bushwick is like a gusty bop along to get in daytime kind of smoke powwow type aspects pitches like that. Just so daytime gonna smoke powwow, good pitch like that with Powell Sun stuff rises amongst this story and bullshit, good fares like that, just Aggies with Missies as far as these first counts. So this kind of pitch as far as paying attention. And not with them probably to like just routinely like setting up to be Aggie, but this kind of pitch of just paying attention to like some particular aspects of this kind of this typical kind of rhetoric with company as far as those players gonna have them paying attention to like the variety pitch like that. Is it necessary to have the latte that's going to take 26 minutes to make right now as far as these pitches going to have them variety as far as insulin pitches, the aspect of why does it have to be pink lemonade? What's wrong with the regular lemonade sunset pitches? We're going to have to break away from smoking and go pick up some pink lemonade pitches like that. So I'm surprised, but it's the aspects for us saying it's in a good type pitches, so definitely a good smoke. They're probably just hosting. Not as if it full blown has to be hosting like every single time you with it being you, but just the pitch zones that probably just amongst the candidates that just like the the fraternize and collect as far as these first gonna happen. The fraternize and collect as far as these first gonna happen. Millennium Pimp Wick is hitting off here as like a zoning and Y2K style kind of living room, kind of coffee table. Zoning. Millennium Pimp Wicks like a zoning and Y2K style kind of living room coffee table kind of dreary pitch like that. Just some Devin the Dude type player, good pitch like that. Just break up the ganja definitely pitch like that. Get some Zog going by Zog meaning Domino's. Good Little Caesars, Papa John's, some pitch like that. Definitely those Tibble type ones of like classics by particular Devin the Dude like Doobie Ashtray, and one that he was getting ready to drop a couple years after this particular album. What a job! Some stuff pitch like that. Some definite pitches amongst that. Other type ones like R&B, Reefer, and Beer. Some stuff pitch with the aspects for those fairs gonna happen. Broccoli and cheese, definitely good pitch like that. Just some of those type fairs definitely. Then the pitch. This is kind of a tear up type album with them pitch like that. Has the variety. You're definitely gonna have some smokes going. You're definitely going to have some smokage going within like the outing type fair, like the neighborhood strolls pitch like that, but within the aspect of talking about something type phrase when it's more seen as particular. I want to say Bushwick Bills from Houston also pitched like that. It's a variety. He's actually not from seemingly his full bound Houston. He was part of a Texas group, but he's actually from Jamaica and then stemmed from New York as far as the full bound type sense with pitch as far as saying the aspects first paying attention, but definitely Devin the Dude type style pitch like that amongst some surprise amongst the kind of good nice coffee table typeness, good pitch like some collect and it's in a throwback type sense to like the sort of phrase. This gives kind of penthouse type Y2K type vibes, good pitch like that amongst those phrases. Reckless endangerment is hitting off here. It's like a neighborhood stroll and visit type tune pitch like that. So within accent kind of girl. Excellent kind of girl next door and neighborhood type diva type fits pitch like that. This goodie bags kind of have excellent kind of goodie bags that you have and took care of to uncork with miss as far as these fits can happen and nothing as far as these fits can have good nice pitches. Some phone trade definitely with them pitch like that. So kind of variety. Good collect with them pitch like that as far as these varieties going to happen. That was some phone trade pitches like that, just getting towards the main pack, good accent pitches with standard miss, paying attention to like right now. Back in like the 2000s type era, is more like the pitch like particular probably more so a Google within those sorts of phrases, more so than full bound know your meme and pitch like that, but just some hit type varieties within aspects for those pitch gonna happen. What are you particularly finding funny about like aspects of like Jack Black right now and since the pitch like that, hit type varieties, other aspects like Kevin James and Kevin James could pitch like that as far as these varieties can have an excellent type pairs. Paying attention towards it. Damn if I let it be as the hitting type ones like a brooding and southern. Damn if I let it be as the hitting type ones like a brooding and southern kind of murder was the case type tuned by Snoop Dogg. Damn if I let it be as the hitting type ones like a brooding and southern fried kind of murder was the case by Snoop Dogg pitches like that. Sunset Friday, this shit face definitely got plenty of that in your system, but just roping like some York runs first standard miss up pitch like that, pick up like a hairbrush Sunset Bastard to something to kind of take the edge off within those hit type prices. Good context amongst it. It's good dazzling type one sense to pitch. So kind of the aspects as far as just paying attention like the varieties is kind of within the tone. Just some of that particular just droop it typeness. This is classic kind of Geto Boys, classic kind of Scarface, just ripped out of 93, 95, 96. Some of those type pitches amongst his hit type phrase within that. Definitely within the aspect. Now most of this particular product has more smokage type air, more so than the full bound type aspect, the active kind of shit face. Not too many club type gems off this product, minus like I would say probably Go Real Entertainment with some of these type ones, and then also like particular 20 minutes or more as a pitch for us day. And this actually like typical Scarface pitch like that, this cornerstore type runs aspects of some of these type phrases, this block pickups, zigzag type smokes, and good nice phrase amongst neighborhood type strolls. This kind of daytime type fits for like the aspect very similar to like Dat Piff type varieties with like the mixtape flair, the 2010s like Taco Bell runs, but just kind of not as much. It's not like it isn't Taco Bell runs, but it's more like the pitch and more Popeyes type runs and more the pitch and talking about like the varieties like particular. Definitely, I would say Arby's. Definitely some barbecue type junks, pitch like that. Sunset fries to get like some good, nice brisket and possibly like a rib, something like a McRib type, something like a McRib type variety at like McDonald's, but just more with places where it'd be around year-round pitch like that. So some of those type varieties amongst it, but it's good, nice fares, plenty of that good fare. Definitely on this particular tune, though, it's real swamped in syrup type one with the pitch like that. Plenty shit faced on here. Just the pitch of probably having like 8 or 9 beers in your system, something like that. Now, not if you can't handle that many within those pitches, just kind of get towards the product of what is the cozy type fit. But just the pitch, some of those type ones, is definitely enjoying like the fray of it. In addition to roping up like the favorite type runs for standard miss or the Arendine, some of those type pitches. Feel my heart's the hitting type one off here. It's like a queasy and be leaguer, kind of stroll along to get towards here. Just food for less type runs, pitch like that, some come throughs on top of that. It's kind of fair. Kind of. This one comes off as more of like a doghouse type song within pitch like that, kind of variety, just like possible mishap within the phrase for us the pitch kind of happens. Get some chores kind of taken care of, some listens going since the pitch kind of just get towards. Getting towards the product to like redeem and pitch like that as far as these varieties can happen. So just kind of the aspect just like that. Getting towards like the realignment since the pitch is kind of the come through type fashion in this particular. You're going to take care of like particular aspect. Some good nice pairs to take care of like some tones, like some pickups for like the weeks for those pairs. I don't know within the pitch is saying if it's more this particular aspect's gonna. Probably going to find yourself picking up Chick-fil-A a good several times, pitched like that. Definitely get some of those type ones, spicy chicken sandwiches or pitched like that. Some of those particular waffle fries, some of the pitches, one of those type aspects. Just some good spells going to get out of like that particular funk type fashion, pitched like that. Other type fares. Make some special dishes that are within the hit type fray that you're known for within your signatures, pitch like that. Some type ones. Definitely making like a spicy kind of guacamole and pitch like that. Some type fries, but just the pitch alike. Good nice Frito pie and pitch like that. Sounds like good nice Frito pie and some hit latte blends as far as this pitch guy. I'm just getting towards this. Get your barista on pitch like that within those fries. But pitch like that. Do what you do is hitting off here. It's like a quality Scarface and Geto Boy style kind of corner store type run pitch like that. Just pick up Fritos and Swishers, some stuff aspects amongst it. But definitely say about feel my heart pitch like that. Just come through chores, listens on top of that. Sauce the fray, just paying attention like the fray. Just having ears up, pitch like that. Sense surprise, just paying attention like the fray, like the. What are we? What would you like to do about this problem type sitch, some stuff aspects like that as far as this having pitches like that. But yeah, do what you do, good pitch here. Just Fritos and Swishers type runs, corner store type fares like typical Geto Boys. This feels just like Scarface. It really feels like something that Scarface has previously rapped over as far as those pitches kind of happens. Definitely within variety feels something ripped out of The World Is Yours, Mr. Scarface is Back, The Diary, some stuff pitches like that. Possibly, maybe not as full bound like The Untouchable from 1997, but definitely some of those type pitches like that. But hit that phrase. Now Bushwick had song like Bushwick had songs like this as well from like the 90s pitches like that. I just haven't gotten towards them. I've at least reviewed one of his 90s type albums, but I haven't gotten around to purchasing it just yet. But within those sorts of pitches, throwback to like those hit Geto Boys type days, like the Sunlick kind of nest, like 2 o'clock lunch rush type fair, 2 o'clock p.m. 3:15 pitches like that, hit that phrase. Phantom Chuck Opera's hitting off here. It's like a throwback 95 kind of Bushwick zombie sleepwalk to get towards here. Just some 2000s kind of demon time, I'd definitely say. Pharmacy grabs for Miss for these fifth times. So this is kind of this feels very vanilla within the aspect of paying attention. This is like this is a sample type frame for something that just kind of feels like more kind of movie theater like and kind of more out of like a horror flick, something like that, out of like a Dracula type movie where there'd be phrase. But the actual decay of the song is present within pitch like that. It's kind of campy, but it is kind of pitched as far as paying attention, like the serious factor. Paying attention like the seriousness factor amongst it as far as these varieties going to happen. So it's kind of pitched for us saying this very zombie sleepwalk pitches like that as far as this varieties going to go. It's kind of pitched for us saying kind of getting a taste of like demon time type phrase and then pitch it just surf rounds where it would be 1 o'clock, 3 o'clock kind of in the morning, but just in a more 2005, 2004 type pitch. So the pitch for us saying this definitely pharmacy grabs for Miss pitch like that, hitting up a Walgreens since the pitch is getting towards the product, picking up some cough drops, picking up Robitussin fairs like that since the pitch amongst it, getting a thermometer since the pitch like that within the phrase, just active kind of. So it's this hit type Ray amongst doing that. This classic type tune ripped out of the styles that particular folks like Project Pat, Juicy J, DJ Paul, Evil Pimp, some type folks do within the aspect, but just a lot more vanilla within pitch like this. Kind of a vanilla snap one. Actually, another real banner type one that has some vanilla type edge towards it within pitches. And the aspect, I mean, then the pitch, Bushwick Bill had some of these type moments that do like have some above ground typeness. This kind of pitch as far as just paying attention like those phrases, kind of similar to like how Devin the Dude type does, where he just gets some of these word of mouth type ones. But I definitely say certain type pitches, I'd probably say off of some of these off here, like definitely Go Real Entertainment's real good club jump, Phantom Chuck Opera's real nice, 20 Minutes or More is real nice, Dr. Wah Bushwicking's real nice off here. Another type one, Millennium Pimp Wick's pretty good. Coffee Table Just Break Up Ganja pitch like that. So there are some ones off here pitch like that. Some good nice ones for the Starlets as well. Pitch like that for like favor runs and just collect neighborhood type business pitch like that. So plenty of these type ones have some commercial commonplace. But yeah, to get to Go Gorilla Entertainment. Gorilla Entertainment pitch like that. Now this feels like a very familiar type production type fair. I could think I've heard this particular production before. Probably take me a decent spell of time to figure out exactly where this particular beat was sampled from, pitch like that. I want to say it was either Cameron or Jay-Z or Freeway, one of those type folks from like the early 2000s and like NY type fair, but I'm not as full bound sure. If I find out and if then later on type complex, I might put it in the connotation, something like that. But within pitch, first hand, it's like a rock solid kind of dance club snare to get towards here, just on some hypnotic, definitely within pitch like that. This floss and court. Definitely some late shift product of flossing and courting miss as far as these first guys. I'm getting some daps with pals, get pitch like that on top of it as far as the pitch can have. So this one, the aspect of standard phrase. Get a good nice glissy groove with miss as far as these first guys. I'm just kind of paying attention like the product, just like some slow type fits, pitch like that. It's good sparkle amongst the phrases, just like some strobe light type gleam and pitch. Some strobe light type gleam, pitch like that, definitely fray. Your hair is going to catch on fire like Michael Jackson, pitch like that. Are you sure that hasn't happened yet? Sometimes I pitch amongst it just to hit that phrase for us paying attention. But this variety for us saying pitches like that. Just get to, standard daps with pals, pitch like this. Hit that phrase for us saying aspects for us paying attention towards the here. The pitch as far as getting towards some of these that phrase amongst it is kind of 10 out of 10 album definitely within these pitches. Very underappreciated, say within pitch like that. Bushwick Bill, like I said, is not the centerpiece. Bushwick Bill is not within the complex type, usual type phrase, talking about within the aspect of what kind of goes along with like the popularity of it, which is unfortunate, especially considering for 2000s, for folks who routinely know about some of these southern hip hop type gems like People's Champ by Paul Wall, Already Platinum by Slim Thug, the PSC 25 to Life album, particularly T.I.'s Urban Legend, since the pitch like that, New Jock. Young Jock's New Jock City, some of these pitches like that. Scarface with Like the Fix, some of these type fairs, good pitches amongst it. Other hit type phrase within those times. Ludicrous with Chicken and Beer in the red light district. Some type pitches kind of variety as far as saying this is one of these type ones that says candid. It's a little bit more. This is more concentrated within pitch like that. Definitely sporadic and spastic within these pitches. Not so much spastic in terms like flippant and things like that in terms like the delivery, but just the pitch as far as saying just random kind of bursts of just like whopping typeness that has the aspect as far as saying it's just some hit type, candid type appeal. Was the pitch as far as saying that it is very much 2000s, but it's just kind of pitch as far as saying it hits. This is a This is a pretty pungent kind of 2000s kind of Southern album pitch like that. If I had fucked with this 21 years ago, I definitely would have thought this would have been pretty whopping pitch like this. Some of these type ones, at least Phantom Chuck Opera, in particular 20 minutes or more, probably would have been within those pitches. For saying some of those type ones that have enough candidness within those phrases, but this is kind of differential from like the tone of what probably was around 21 years ago, despite the fact that it was there back then. So this kind of pitch that think could have fucked with it. Folks be pulling three ways and pitch like that left and right with some of these type phrase amongst this particular hit type album within the candidness now. So within the fair as far as saying the game type factor as far as just having like the gap, but a lot of these particular type tunes, the aspect this is just very pungent that the commonplace amount of society that I think knows about this particular album within the usual routine type factor is just not as common. So it's the pitch as far as saying a lot of this has some particular pretty good type fair for like some good nice fits for like the pitch like collect that just can probably knock folks' socks off pretty easily, even despite not having that many club type fits off here, and really may not have the roteness factor, but still pretty hitting. It goes to say most of these songs off this album are 4 or 5 digits pitched like that. The most popular song according to Spotify after all this time is Dr. Wah. Most popular song off of Spotify after all this time is Dr. Wah Bushwick and as far as the first album, which is definitely pretty poignant and candid type one, like I was saying, good excellent standouts of pitch like that. So then pitch 10 out of 10 album. Social score gets a 10 as well within these aspects for like the fair. This is neighborhood type strolls definitely within these pitches. Plenty of good nice pairs to pick up like Windex, Lipton's, in particular Licorice and York's pitches like that for standard mist and stuff. Fairs all well getting hell swishers in your system, some blueberries, some chocolate type ones, some tropical type ones, some pitches like that, some phone trays for like some homebound type visits, pitches like that, some coffee. Some favorite runs for homies and coffee table type breakup to get the ganja and zaw going, pitch like that Devin the Dude type style. Burritos runs within pitches, some glum type factor within some type pitch like some chummy typeness. It kind of has some B-leaguer typeness about it, but it's just good nice pitch amongst the fray that just has the hit type candidacy, it just being more in the doghouse, more so in the candidness, and then probably just being more in the doghouse to just needing like some come through type fair to kind of re-up with things and get your listen on fairs like that since the pitch as like the variety, just kind of the active tone of this. Picking up like the hairspray and the pitches like that, like the aspects like particular pharmacy grabs, in particular this recipe type fairs that are going to come through within a jiffy pitch like this for us. Definitely a little bit of club stepping on here since the pitches, good candidness, some good single type appeal with like some vanilla typeness off here. Is just lacking the rope type factor. That's the only real weakness towards it within pitch like that, but still some banner type ness. In terms of the future, unfortunate aspect is Bushwick Bill has been deceased for almost 10 years within pitch like that. So this phrase for us saying, but he had a good series of albums pitch like that, including the stuff with Geto Boys for including the stuff with Geto Boys for this first album. But this is definitely Capital Type 1. Like I said, this very much makes me wish for more 2000s, mid 2000s, late 2000s type fair pitch like that, but still some good hit type appeal. Definite classic.